BKB.
I mean, you know what they say, Crash? The early monkey gets the self-alien clone farming in his jungle before he gets useful items.
That's what they say.
That is what
they say.
You wouldn't get it. It's a Southeast Asian thing. It's fine.
Oh, okay. That's yeah.
I'm fine.
Sorry.
It only took me 2 days to play that card. It's fine.
It's my Canadian ignorance. What can you do?
Yeah. The I in Canada stands for ignorance. What can you do?
Yeah.
Okay, coming out. Both smokes up on both sides, trying to get some forward vision and perhaps try for a first blood. Drake will get his smoke popped, but he'll be just fine. Great positioning from that clockwork. Avoid trouble.
Look how fast Drake runs out of there too at the wind lace. He's like, all right, see you later, guys. I did my job.
What? Palos, what you doing, baby? Looks like some couriers.
He's gonna go kill some couriers, yeah.
I mean, you gotta keep an eye out for that one. Mikoto's gonna lose his if they're not paying attention. And looks like they're a bit too focused on trying to find an angle. Man, easy. Nah, these are some shenanigans right here, Palos. Oh, the GL just to distract. Oh, look at that.
Distract them with the good luck.
Yeah. You gotta pop out. Okay, now's the time you start spamming the voice lines.
Yeah, Paolo says it as well. Good luck, have fun.
Oh, he's up
Priorities.
To no good. He's up to no good. He needs to wait for the TP though. If not, they're gonna. Okay, wait. But same applies for bleed, right? They can't actually come back here. Oh my goodness! Not like this. 3. Oh, Palos.
Not quite the 4th. Oh my god.
Okay, it's not a lot of gold actually. It's like 25.
That's 25 each.
Top of the last hits, Pot Crazy. Jotun does die in the bot side though. Looks like they were able to connect with the disruption as well as the stomp and the chase down. Drake just being annoying up here.
Yeah.
But he might actually be in some trouble. Jackie hasn't shown what spell he's leveled just yet. And yeah, I mean, they can't afford to waste too much time trying to chase him down. Pelosan and Jackie will just head back to lane.
Drake's done his job, right? He's delayed the laning a little bit for the Luna.
Yeah,
gonna
absolutely.
Miss 1 or 2 creeps here.
Just one.
Just one.
Yeah.
Hey, that's a start, right?
Yeah. You just sacrifice half your HP for it, come back to the lane. And I mean, it is 2 range against 2 melee, albeit these 2 melee heroes being very, very tanky. But still, it's gonna get it to become a trickier situation as Pelosan and Luna will likely just lay in the harassment with the clockwork.
Yeah, I would have almost liked to, although to be, I don't know. I think you could have laned the clockwork with the Monkey King because I think Monkey has long enough reach to hit people in cogs. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure.
Okay, you just need to tell me, respectfully, what the clockwork is gonna do against Masaros and DJ.
What's
you think
the
DJ
Techie's gonna do?
Trade?
I
Throw
guess.
bombs? Look at that! Masaro's taking some damage. You think Clockwork could do this? Does Clockwork have a bomb?
He is the bomb, dude.
Okay, relax. You know, if you want to flirt with Drake, get a room. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know what you're on about. So once again, the I in Canada stands for insensitive.
What the hell? Where did that come from, dude?
I don't know. Okay, that's a little rough. Okay, so laning stage. Are we expecting any craziness going on here, Crash? What do you think?
Mid lane is going to be the most potential for the crazy.
Really?
Right? If you eat a stray Spark Wraith, you're done. Right? Like if you're agi shifting and you eat a stray Spark Wraith as he gets more levels into it,
yeah,
you might die. Right? You got to be super careful with your health.
It'll be really funny because I see a lot of these mid lane out at Talos. Beautiful blast off, holding them in place, but doesn't actually get the tag onto Masaros. And the Centaur DJ able to get that kill in the bot side. Wonderful. Excellent, beautiful start. That's what the belief. That's what Misery.
Could have been a Betty bodyguard.
Look, relax.
We're just saying. I don't know, but do you think it's more important to harass the Centaur or chain kill the Luna Enchantress? That's kind of my question.
I think it's more important to make sure that Dragon Knight can farm. Is where I'm at.
Okay.
I kind of get where you're... Look, I kind of get where you're coming from because like it's not really achieving that, but really it's just because Pelosan and Jackie are laning very well. Bosco will finally get some EXP down his way, and Drake's just done a good job in terms of splitting up attention and allowing Bosco to have this wave now crashing in his tower, right?
Yeah, he's using his health bar as a resource.
Yeah, quite
right?
literally.
And that's the thing a lot of people don't necessarily do.
They finish off Jotun here. A little bit of an invasion into the triangle area. So get one kill. Just some creep pulling shenanigans going on. That's how we got here, in case you guys are curious what the heck 4 heroes are doing in the triangle at like 3 minutes.
I expected the crazy stuff to happen in the mid lane, but instead it's bottom, right? In the ancient area of the dire side of the map. What the hell?
Dude, the only craziness that can happen is, I was making this point, Outwater mids, they love to find these cheeky spots. Uh-oh, Jotun has found an even better one right on top of Mikoto's head. Yowie running forward, but it's not enough damage. The magic wand will keep Mikoto alive, but he does have to watch himself. One waveform forward and adaptive, and he's toast.
He's able to secure Lasses with the Spark Wraith, though, and the Water Runes, unfortunately, were stolen. Makoto would have loved to have a little bit of a pick-me-up.
Now, this is where Pelosan dies, real quick.
Yeah.
You gotta just run it in there. That's the difference, right? I mean, Jotun able to just kind of help his Morphling out. And somewhere down the line, when the Morphling gets enough edgy, it's gonna be quite tricky for Mikoto to actually contest last hits without the help of the Spark Wave.
Yeah, as long as Yowie is, like, making sure that the creeps are tanking the Spark Wraiths, you're fine. Nice little rocket flare last hit for Drick. Thankfully, I'm so happy Drick is back. Makes me so happy.
Yeah, I hope it lasts, because
yeah.
The thing is, even in their series against Talon, there were a couple of disconnects specifically from Drake. So I'm not really sure what's going on with his electricity. Hopefully it lasts throughout this entire series, because this is, I think we talked about it briefly when we were casting Darleng the first time. It's a very big chance for both himself and Jotun to prove themselves, and right now Jotun will get a brilliant setup, interrupting Masaros with that storm, but it's still going to come out. DJ turning around, and Pelosan's here to play as well. Has the Mud Golem to join in on the action, and stuns coming through. Should be more than enough damage to kill off this Monkey King. And I just have a question. Are you firmly of the opinion that a Clockwork would have made the difference there?
No.
Yeah, yeah.
No.
Yeah, that's okay. I'm glad we got that.
Although, to be fair, Techie didn't do anything either, so...
He tried. It was a good attempt.
Yeah.
I gotta sort of give respect there. Mikoto will get a bit lucky with that guess on the top side. Secures an invis room for himself. But yeah, realistically, that's not really going to convert into any sort of kill onto Yowie or anything. Maybe just a bit of objective pressure. They want to make use of this catapult. Have a creep coming through as well.
Yeah, that's a good opportunity to pressure the tower, even a little bit, right? Any sort of damage you get on this tower is going to be very valuable.
Yeah,
if you can take it, you'll be even happier.
Oh, this is a really, really nice timing that the Bleed supports have found themselves in. Win that fight in the bot side, leave the Centaur nice to his own devices. And Mikoto, he's just going to be able to clean up this tower. Nice deny though. Yowie. High edgy, what can you do?
Yeah.
Oh, and the mass DPs, they know that there might be a sneaky techies in the area trying to contest. The setup is there. Mikoto's going to bring his clone in. Jotun has a TP available though, but not going to pop it because Masaros is right there, and unfortunately DJ will clean that one up. Walk back for his Wisdom Rune. Everything turning out bleed this early game.
Yeah, 5-1 Luna. Been farming incredibly well, Jackie. We've seen him on this Luna before perform. We'll see how well he does this time around. It's not necessarily the easiest Luna game. Right, if Monkey King, Dragon Knight are able to jump on top of you, you don't really do too much to them.
Uh-oh, Bosku with the setup. They're running forward, but that's exactly what the Stampede is for. The Clockwork was forced away by the edge and not able to hold you in place. Pelosan able to clean that one up. The blast-off should get an easy trade though. The sprites are working overtime. Someone pay them their wage. Holy, Pelosan almost sneaks out of that one, but will get claimed by Bosku.
How much damage this Wild Wing is doing to Jotun. He's got to run. He's got to flee, dude.
He's kind of getting beat up a little bit. Hurricane back the dragon at the same time. Why not just mess with them? Block the hard cam. Yeah,
block the cam. Oh my god.
Yeah, because Mikoto, they found Palos again, and no one's in the area to help him. No Stampede, but they have so much slows that this Monkey King just can't go anywhere. Cleaned up, and DJ on a killing spree. Take away his Koto, and he'll just bring out his B side. This Shadow Demon's looking scary.
Sneeze, do you think that, so much like the Lifestealer Centaur lane, it's not as one-sided as it used to be? Do you think Monkey King Centaur is in a similar situation now? Where, like, Centaur, you're not leveling Retaliate, instead you're focusing mostly on the magic damage?
Yeah, I mean, it helps you out in the early stage of the lane, but the fact that you're still dealing with a kill lane. Nicely done by Polosan to whirlwind Drake out of there. Oh, and perfect disruption, keeping him alive. Now, the question is, can Polosan get out of here? It's still a lot of magic damage, and they should be able to finish him off. Last sticky bomb does connect the tower regen. It is gonna be enough. He survives on what looks like 10 HP, gets the magic stick in there. Even if I'm not wrong, I think he backpacked his items just for efficiency. Every little trick in the book to keep Polosan up and running.
Dire's top tower is under
Good
attack.
plays coming out from Polosan, whether it be on the creep or on the hero, right? That was a nice little array of skill.
Yeah. Seen a lot of skillful enchantresses, and maybe we're starting to see why it's not quite as... Not that Chen doesn't take skill, but where are these godlike enchantress players, right? Like, we haven't really seen them in this qualifier so far until today.
Yeah, that's true. We haven't seen any Chen though either, so we don't really have a fair comparison.
That's true, that's true. I mean, I know there was a Chen on the other stream. It's just that, you know, we didn't see it, so it doesn't count, okay?
Yeah, exactly.
Top of the net worth is Cuckoo though. He's managed to make a home for himself up in this top lane ever since taking down that tower. And starting to occupy increased amount of space. Now, I'm wondering when he makes the rotation over to the mid lane to start pressuring that up, because I feel like that's a natural progression for Dragon Knight.
I don't know, but Cuckoo, he's rushing Manta style.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
I mean,
you're probably gonna wait to your next dragon form, but this Manta's... I guess you want to purge off the Spirit Vessel as soon as possible.
Yeah. It's gonna be, you know, Shadow Demon's gonna make illusions of you, and you kind of want to get him back a little bit, so you make illusions of yourself. Screw you.
You're you're gonna get this item eventually. It's just weird that it's so early when I feel like you would favor something like a Blink Dagger or even a Midas.
I like this a lot because I just feel like it's dealing with his immediate threat, which is the Mikoto Spirit Vessel potentially coming out. He's thinking ahead of the curve, right?
Yeah.
And that's going to allow him to continue to be this force on the map that can't be dealt with. And I think that's what Bosco needs to do, especially with the game that Palos has been having so far.
Here's what he was doing there. He's going for the pull. I was like, what's he? He's hanging out with the Centaur.
Nah, I mean, Cuckoo has been doing this the whole day. I mean, even on that Tidehunter, that's what he was up to. Oh, once again, Palos. Dude, nobody's here to help him out. Like, you can't... I understand that there's nowhere else on the map to farm, but surely at some point, you're gonna have to sacrifice a bit of room, like maybe give Palos that top side that's a bit safer, or maybe allow him to farm the innards of the jungle, because he's just out here in a very gankable position, and Bleed are fully taking advantage of it.
I mean, this is the game where Masaros, right, he's already got his Blink Dagger. We've talked about how Masaros can run away with games on the Centaur. Could be the similar thing this time around.
Yeah, catch Bleed stampeding all over you. I'm not even talking about the Centaur. That's kind of what it looks like right now. 2k gold lead. Still continuing to ramp up. Now, the Luna isn't doing quite as hot as she'd like, but as in comparison to Cuckoo. And I'm really looking at this Dragon Knight. We talked about the offlaners already. He has well and truly occupied so much space in this top side and taken so much attention for himself, instead of really coming over to help the rest of the team. We'll see whether that decision pays off.
I'm leaning towards it's not going to. I mean, all the towers that you want to take have been taken, really. Right, that safe lane tower is gone. The mid lane tower is slowly being whittled down by the Morphling.
I mean, that's the problem. It's not dead yet, right? And
that's true.
That standing just allows Mikoto to play so safely, knowing that response can come in at any moment. For now, it looks like it's DJ and Masaros setting up.
I mean, you want a good blink reveal. You want this Morphling. But you'll settle for Palos again, too. They see him on a ward. They're running right towards him.
Dude, this feels like routine. Every time you can't get a kill, you just go straight back for Palos. And he's in trouble. Right in the nick of time. Catches him with the daytime vision. But DJ on the hunt. In the tree line, though, he's very, very hard to pin down. Even if you spot him with the Shadow Poison, he can just easily jump away. He'll get out to safety at least.
Reaction.
Yeah, I mean, you have to at that point, right? It's you died like 2 to 3 times.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Forward,
they're still waiting.
I mean, they're not waiting anymore. Straight onto Boss, who blinks stun, and he's dead. Has the
What
Manta
I was gonna
recipe.
say, I believe they're still waiting for Luna. Right.
Okay.
But
Yeah,
right
they are.
now, they're able to go on the Centaur. Veil of Discord just got completed. Masaros, top of the net worth. Going good.
Radiant's top tower.
Yeah, 2 to
is under
9 right
attack.
now. This Monkey King hasn't really been able to hit some of these aggressive notes that maybe I was sort of expecting a bit more. And true to what you were saying, Crash, this Morphling has yet to as well. Trying to go for the Manta for himself just to be able to purge off some of those shenanigans, specifically the Spirit Vessel. But until they get it, it's so dangerous for them to face off into the Koto.
I mean, it's such a weird draft, right? It's so greedy. If Morphling and Monkey King don't have a good lane, like we kind of talked about, if Darling don't have good lanes on these core heroes like the Morphling, who has done quite well, but the Monkey King really hasn't, and you can't have both of these heroes only doing mediocre or poorly, because they need to be ahead and you need to be making moves on these cores while Luna's still farming.
Dude, that was such a cool play. Did you see that? Velosa starts running up into Palos and he just stops completely abruptly. And then Palos, assuming that he's going to continue moving forward, just boulder strikes nothing and Palos just looks at him. Uh-oh. Stampede up. Straight onto this Monkey King. He thought he was home free. The tips come through, maybe a bit preemptive. Turns around for another boundless strike, but DJ is on a mega kill streak. He's just been collecting monkeys all day and all night.
He's got a barrel full of them right now, Sneeze.
Yeah. And I don't know if you've seen monkeys in a barrel before, but generally they're not too pleased about being in said barrel. Palos is having a rough one.
Yeah, that is putting it lightly. Arkward not doing too hot either. Makoto, I feel like should be doing a little bit better. The Morphling lane isn't too favored towards the Morphling at all. Oh, Jackie.
Oh, Jackie. Hook shot. This is exactly what they needed. They have to take down this kill, and looks like they'll be successful in doing so. No help nearby. It's a beautiful 3-man storm from Masaros, but it comes a bit too late. The tip's back the other way, feeling a bit of retribution there, finally getting a return on the opposing carry as Masaros looking to be in some trouble as well, but Mikoto, he's brought his clone and he's ready to fight. Onto Yahweh. Spirit Vessel, it looks like it's going to be enough. Trying to work him down the last bit, Impetus. Masaros will get that stomp up, and they found Bosco in the tree line as well. Doesn't have the flying movement just yet. The last bit of banish, DJ wants to get the kill for himself, but Mikoto will be the one to claim it. The residual Spark Wraith. Even though they get the Luna, they lose Yoe as well as the Dragon Knight. I don't know whether that's worthwhile.
And that was Gugu's first showing this game, right? That is the first time he's left the top lane.
Yeah.
And it really does. It's like, okay, I'm going back to top lane. I'll see you guys later, right? I'm going back to farming.
Oh, they spot the Palos in that top side. It must have been the high ground vision. Luckily, he's able to just kind of dismount and make it out of there. Drake will lock in the Enchantress, but Ryoten, now he's very, very far forward. Makes use of that Shadow Amulet to hide himself momentarily. Drake taking out. Last bit of damage.
Oh.
Narrowly survives there. Sweet. Doesn't look like they can continue this aggressive posturing. Want to get more though?
I don't think they can.
Try.
And if they can, it's going to be because of a big misplay from Darling.
They're still just completely exerting control over this area. They're not allowing any Morphling monkey to farm up and kind of cramping their style a little bit, if I'm being honest, right? Like, you can't... There's so little of the map that you can work with, where these heroes, they love to roam free and just, you know, maybe potentially even set up kills with their team.
I mean, it's super important to protect your wards just in general, and if you get these aggressive wards out, you gotta play to protect them, play around them, do what you can.
Yeah, that's not just the wards, right? The Spark Waves giving so much information, allowing Masaros to set up onto poor Clockwork. Starting a run down, forced the hook shot away, but the last auto attack on the high ground, oh no, even the creeps work against him, netting him straight into his death. I mean, it's just not been Drake's day. First the power, now even the creeps turning against him. It's gotta sting.
To be fair, he is playing... Okay, look, Clockwork isn't a hard hero, but I think at this level of Dota, he kind of is.
Oh, for sure.
Right? At this point, you're just kind of relegated to go initiate and die for me, please. And it's just so hard to play Clockwork when your team is not engaging at all.
Yeah,
Right, like,
not really.
what is your role?
Not really a hero that is comfortable playing from behind. And in fact, you can make that argument about the Monkey King as well. You really need one sort of proxy carry to help you through, tide you through this time. Jotun will get caught out by Mikoto. Palos, all he can do is watch from the trees. He needs to be careful though. They've been really good about spotting him out with these Spark Waves. And he doesn't really have the facilities to fight just yet. Working on that BKB, Maelstrom already complete. Now he is giving them really good vision of the entire bleed lineup, and here comes Yowie straight onto Mikoto. This is the target that they need, and Masaros can't make it here in time. It's a double stun up, and the Morphling just melts. You might have got that killing spree, but you might regret that move. 2 for 2 right now. As they make it a third, DJ goes down as well, and that is a mega kill going the way of the Morphling from his grave. It must have been just some illusions that came out from the Manta. Not too bad for the side of Darling.
Yeah. Yeah, unfortunately your mid laner dies by top of the net worth on your team goes down, but a very good fight trade at the end of it all. You got both supports and the mid laner. There's no way you're not happy with that.
Look, we're ragging a bit on Mr. Cuckoo here as he's starting to get gone on, using the Eclipse onto him as well. Oh, perfect. The Shadow Amulet just keeps him alive, and now he's going to run forward as well. Summon his own illusions. He's not scared. Masaros, though, locked up, and he's not going to be quite as lucky. Jotun will be the one to claim that one up. Baiting them in low. Oh, Bosku almost... Bosku walks into a Spark Raid, doesn't it? Oh, spooky.
He's just doing it for funsies, you know.
Oh, Mikoto. Oh, he's going to get jumped on here. The rest of the side of Darling are still around. Pelosan, he can't help you out of here. But your clone might be able to turn things around. Magnetic Field, right in the nick of time, saves him from that terrifying Monkey King. And the last bit of damage. Yep, Shadow Demon out. He's toast. Just gonna pop to that Spark Ray. Good protection there from the beat lineup to keep Mikoto safe. I mean, at this game, it's just been action, action, action post-laning stage. These teams, they're butting hits non-stop.
Most of the action is going in Bleed's favor generally. Right now, a 5k lead, and all the while, Jackie's been farming.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest with you. It's a bit hard to tell which side the mines are on. Like, I keep forgetting. And whenever Yowie walks onto these high grounds, I'm like, oh my god, he's dead. Oh my god, he's dead. That's so dumb for the game that he's having. He's doing pretty decently well in terms of keeping up with his mid counterpart. So he just can't eclipse the Luna, right? Jackie's having a great game.
Let's see what you did there.
Smile. Thank you.
But yeah, Monkey King, big struggle. Big struggle right now in the Monkey. Right, and that's kind of fair. It's not the easiest Monkey King game as you're playing from behind. If you were playing ahead, maybe a little bit easier. Morphling!
Okay. That happens. That's the Morphling factor right there. That's
I think Bleed were going to do Roshan anyways, but this opens up Roshan.
Yeah, great, excellent timing, great job, Morphling. Thank you for this. They'll come through with the Clockwork and the Clockwork Rocket and spot this happening, but they're just like, yeah, I mean, what can we even do without Uncle?
I mean, you go for a big hero play,
now,
and you steal the Aegis on the Clockwork. That's it.
Drake's taking this opportunity to try and deward or ward up their jungle, which I think is the right option here.
I mean, it's the only safe option, right? Like, literally, that's the only other thing you do as the Clockwork right now is go die.
I think if the Bleed lineup didn't literally have Ench and Arc Warden, the hero play might be a lot more viable. But the fact that there'll be Spark Rays littering the entire area, you might just give up a freebie for no reason, right? The Centaur, he's going to be looking for any ongoing intruders. Speaking of intruders, Drake and Palos, they've positioned around this area, but Masaros, the whole team of Bleed moving together. They spot out Drake, he needs to be able to hook shot out of here. They'll try and body block it, hits up play from Masaros, but he can't get in front of the clock. Straight up to the high ground, but the last Jackie auto attack finishes him off.
I thought it was going to be the impetus, if I'm being honest. That was where my bets were hedged, but no, it's that Luna right click.
Yeah, you get to keep your bread this time around. But unfortunately, bread department, both Jotun as well as Drake, they are not doing as bad as they could be, but no major items really on the way for them. Just a Glimmer Cape complete. And a Solar Crest for the Clockwork. Straight up using... Yeah.
A little bit about Masaros' build.
Yeah, what about it?
Veil, Force Staff, Blink Dagger.
You're against a Clockwork?
Yeah. No, I really like. That's what I'm saying. Like, the more the merrier in Centaur. Right, that was the only reason they got that kill there, was because of the Force Staff on Masaros.
Yeah. Just getting himself into the right position, because you can't afford to just get your entire fight screwed over by that one thing.
Yeah.
It also, you know, in a way, acts as somewhat like a defensive tool for your more immobile carries, right? They've done a really good job on Darling collapsing upon Mikoto in these opportunities that they found to pick him off. And if you get a straight force up from Masaros, it might just save your life.
Yeah, Pelosi's going to be going for one as well with that Dragonlance. I wouldn't be too surprised to see Luna finish one as well with the Hurricane Pike.
They're just going to go onto the high ground, and I don't know what the wave clear is from the side of Darling. All they really have is maybe Breathe Fire. You could get the shot on the Dragon Knight, but it's going to delay your farm and your timings by so much. I mean, the only person that I can think of is this Techies, and he's nowhere to be seen. Jackie's just going to mow down this tier 3.
And the racks are going to go down even faster, right? That is the beauty of Luna, but look at this wraparound.
Trying to make the move out. Stampede, though, that's the retreat. Cuckoo tries to get the initiation, but the Wukong's command, it is laid down, and Mikoto forced up in the wrong direction. Beautiful hook shot on the backline as well, holding Masaros in place and making him a non-factor. They've eliminated Luna from the fight, and now Masaros under some threat. This is a huge fight from Darling as they push back the side of Bleed in their entirety. You don't have enough physical damage to kill off the Luna, but when you're taking down just about everyone else, I don't think that's going to be much if a complaint coming out from the Radiant side. Beautiful wraparound and excellent team fighting from Darling.
Luna didn't have BKB until a little bit into that fight, and at that point it was way too late to just BKB. And that was, you know, we talked about that was kind of Bleed's window, right? With the BKB, you've missed it.
Yeah, okay, look, maybe we're being a bit too dramatic here. You missed the first BKB timing, and you lose out on the Aegis, right? So far, we mentioned this before, Luna has a couple of timings. You still can opt for that shot somewhere down the line and still become that beast. The main problem in that fight is just that they were able to collapse on Mikoto. Palos was taking the angle on the left side, and the rest of the team approached from the right and really just sandwiched them. I think Masaros had the false impression that, okay, oh my god, my team Darling, so many problems. Yeah, true. Everybody's disconnecting now. But yeah, I mean, it's unfortunate, but right at this moment is when Bleed probably will appreciate this bit of a time to think about what went wrong in that fight, because they can't really afford to let that happen 2 or 3 more times. That's where the timing will really be lost.
That's what Dota's all about, right? Is making, like, realistically, it's about making mistakes and then learning from them. And if you can adapt like that on the fly in the middle of the game, that's what separates like a normal Immortal player from a pro player.
Absolutely. I would know as a normal Immortal player who literally can't adapt in the middle of the game. I'm losing and I'm like, man, this sucks. And then only when I watch a replay and like think about it and someone tells me something like 2 months later, I'm like, oh, I really shouldn't have bought that. Yeah. These guys, though, they're built different, and quite literally, right? I think a very unorthodox build coming out from Cuckoo, but it ends up working out. It's just that it needed a bit of time. It's pretty greedy, but the Dragon Knight has always been the same, right? You either sort of go in for a bit more of a aggressive build, like the Blink Dagger, and you try and set up kills for your team. He understood that was not possible, so he opted to build himself up instead. Now he's level 16, and a pretty immovable force in the front line.
Yeah, and I think like we were kind of questioning the Manta style. Worked out.
True. And it's only going to be a great Dragon Knight item later down the line when he gets his eggs, right?
Yeah.
I wonder whether he decides to go BKB this game, because I feel like that's almost mandatory. But we never know with Cuckoo, right? He's a greedy, greedy man.
True. Very true.
He says he's literally top of the network for his team. That's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. He spent most of the early game in top lane farming, right? So yeah. you got to have something to show for it.
It's okay. Cuckoo will carry them all. Smile.
I mean, to be fair, Dragon Knight is one of those heroes you could potentially solo carry on.
Oh, absolutely.
Right? You got the Black Dragon.
You thought?
Oh, boy.
You think I'm kidding? I'm being for real.
No,
like,
no.
Cuckoo actually can get a really good position this game. Oh, BKB popped on. Yo, wait, turn around. Just killing off Jackie. Where'd he go? Hookshot gonna go wide. Let's lose them to kill onto Peloson. But Stampede a bit too late. They've already trampled all over your Luna's grave. I'm not really expecting the aggressive move from Darling there to be postured right outside their tier 1. Pay the price for it. Like we said, you can only have this happen, what, 2 to 3 more times, and that's number 2.
Yeah.
Bottom tower has fallen.
Yeah, and you know, that window, it is slowly closing.
Still have the BKB. It's not over just yet, but...
No, that's true. Oh, dude, Clock has the Vlads. Such a good pickup this game, right? DK, Monkey King, Morphling all love the Vlads.
You have to. You have to, especially when Bosco is going so greedy. And it
Yeah.
further amplifies that. I mean, the main problem is we'll have to see whether Drake can actually stay alive in these fights, right?
Yes, that's the main thing about Clockwork and building aura items, is if you go in and die, all of a sudden all those auras are lost.
That's why it feels so good to build aura items on Clockwork when you're ahead, because you're like, I am going in, and I'm gonna make myself so unkillable, and when my team comes in, oh boy, you bet your bottom dollar they won't be killed as well.
Yeah.
And imagine a rich Clockwork with a pipe just like hook shotting in. You're just like, oh, okay, we're finished.
Yeah, and keep in mind, he gets a little bit of a magic shield while he's inside of cogs, right? So you pair that up with things like a pipe, a glimmer, a solar crest. It actually makes him kind of tanky with all those shields.
Radiant's middle tower is under
You know what's a hero I think should have 9 armor? Clockwork. That makes sense, like visually speaking.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Why does he start the game with so low armor? Jotun gonna steal away a large ancient stack. That's what the mines are good for. And slowly but surely, Darling, after those 2 successful fights where they first routed the Aegis and now have killed off the Luna, Jackie definitely not feeling quite as confident as he was before.
No, it's time to start holding hands if you're bleed.
Yeah.
Right, you can't spread out too much just in case of a gank. You can't run too far forward the side of Jackie in case something like that happens. You've got to be so careful of the jump from the trees, whether it be from Techies, plural, the Dragon Knight, or even the Monkey King.
Yeah, yeah. That's kind of the whole notion of their draft, right? We talked about it a bit. Didn't really work out in the early game, but that's not stopping it from happening now. The setup is always going to be so scary because you have the Spark Waves, you have the Shadow Poison to scout him out. But if you're not set up properly, you can still get caught by surprise. Now, Glimmer Cave going to keep Jotun alive here. They weren't willing to commit any further. They have no idea where the Darling heroes are.
And if there's one thing I've learned in all my years of playing Dota, it's that invisibility is invincibility, Sneeze.
Yeah.
Radiant's bottom tower.
Still, I mean, you know, people always make that joke. It's like, oh yeah, maybe in low MMR pubs. No, even in pro games. I mean, right now he's not able to turn invisible and he will disappear, but not because he can't be seen, because he's dead. 44 seconds, and now straight back to the agenda. Luna has a very tight schedule. Okay, she has things to get to, meetings to attend, so she needs to get these buildings out stat. And they are focusing this down with the help of the clone and the illusions. Pop in a couple of Shadow Demon disruption illusions as well, just to finish the job. And yeah, Yoei, he understands that there's nothing he can do about that situation.
That was a very aggressive TP. That could have gone extremely poorly.
Like, if there was a Spark Wave spotting that out from the get-go, that would have been troublesome for sure. But I guess in these moments, you thank your lucky stars that TPing to a location gives you a bit of vision around the area. So if he knew he was spotted out, he's like, okay, no, this ain't happening.
Yeah. Running into the Shadow Demon, gonna give you illusions of Luna. You're gonna get them one way or another, right? You gotta work for it a little bit, but you're gonna get them. Couldn't get the Darkseer as it was banned out, so just turn into the Shadow Demon.
So one thing that's so you're joking about, okay, well, not, it's not even a joke. The Disseminate might actually do a lot of work
so
back
good.
the other way, right? If Yoei turns into Shadow Demon, gets illusions on himself, and maybe puts the Disseminate on himself, he's reflecting so much damage, you might have to hold that thought. Yoei might not be alive for much longer. They want to set up with Masaros. Here comes the Shiva straight in with DJ. So much burst, but they can't finish him off before he pops the BKB. Jotun will go down as well as Drake, though. Bosku trying to turn things around. DJ able to use the cheese and keep himself up and healed. BKB for Bosku, trying desperately to fly away here. That phased movement will get him out of here. Pops the BKB, tries to TP out, and will be successful in doing so. They stomped a bit preemptively there. DJ still looking for Palos, but he'll jump back straight into the tree line and get out of there. Yoei will as well.
Is that an Orchid build-up on Monkey?
Oh my god! We can't escape! Every single game is... Okay, it's a good item, this patch. Is it good? I guess it's Beast versus the Shadow Demon.
Am I crazy? No, that is Orchid build-up. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I thought I was crazy for a second. No, I'm right.
Yeah,
I don't build Orchid nearly enough. I was like, Cornucopia, am I sure? Yes.
Okay,
yes,
to be fair, they did mess with the recipe a couple of times, right?
Yeah.
So, forgiven. But
yeah, thank you.
You're so welcome.
You're so kind.
I'm so kind. Okay, Roshan number 2 is up, and this is the timing TM that Darling will have to contest for sure. I mean, they didn't seem to have much trouble dealing with the Luna with the Aegis, but it did take some creative initiations. Speaking of creative, they're going for one big wraparound. There was a ward placed there, and Bleed will spot nothing under the cover of smoke.
Radiant are scanning.
This is where the Clockwork Rocket Flare does its work, just giving you low committal vision of the entire enemy team. Here comes Bosku, charging forward, blink straight into the pit. No, he sees Pelosan. Might be around, but Palos has found them, pops the BKB and his beautiful Wukong's command. They need to flee. Pelosan retreating to the right, and the Delta split. It ends up working out. Drake looking to finish at least one kill off though, but Pelosan, he's so tanky. What in the... He's just healing. I mean, they'll finally get him down. Immediate buyback. And you've used the Dragon Form, you've used the Wukong's command. Bleed are sensing that it's their time to strike. It's their time to get a good posture up here. Yeah, Ench will just TP up to the top outpost and come through the twin gates. That's the safest route. You don't want to get cut off by any members of Darling. And off the back of that, you can't. You've already used your primary teamfight tool. And yeah, this Aegis is going to go the way of Jackie. Good patience there from Bleed to just wait that one out.
And this is what we talked about during the draft, right? Like the Monkey King into Centaur. It's not that easy.
It's not at all. I mean, that literal Delta split, you don't really have any other tools to keep them in place. No one, I mean, Drake, he tried his best there, but he didn't want to kind of gimp up his own team from getting that kill. So it's starting to get a little tricky to make this Clockwork work. Especially when the positioning from Bleed was so on point there. Nobody other than Pelosan showing. And he was ready with the buyback.
And Pelosan was deceptively tanky. They had to throw a lot of that Enchantress to kill her.
It's not even deceptive at this point. I mean, he even has the Paladin Sword for his own sort of light spell lifesteal and amplifying his own healing. So those sprites, they were already working overtime, and now you boost them up even more. Straight up onto high ground. Here we go.
As well.
Very, very nice. Additional damage coming through. Bosku will reduce it, but instantly purged off. Actually, didn't even get the time to debuff still on, but it's not going to stop Luna from doing Luna things here. Now they need to watch out for a very awkward angle approach again. Yoe will come in, pop the BKB onto Jackie, but that's exactly what the Stampede is for. Palos not going to connect on the Boundless Strike, which means that Jackie will be able to retreat. They don't even lose the first life. They're trying to play a little funky with Yoe pushing up in that top side, but Mikoto heads back home to just address that, and Bleed are able to make a clean escape.
And they could just go again, right? That was the very beginning of their Aegis timing. They weren't a team. They're not a team to wait around until the end of their Aegis timing to go push. They go right away because they recognize how strong they are. They want to force back heroes to their side of the map, and then it's time to chill, right? You push back. You understand the Wukong's command is back up. You understand that the dragons are back up. You're just waiting. You're buying your time, waiting for Darling to make some sort of mistake.
Yeah, I mean, and they have to. They have to try and find some sort of commitment. That's kind of the... Oh, Jotun. Rest in peace.
Hey, there's a little bit of a window.
He gets
they're gonna smoke up.
Yeah, they can just go straight in, maybe force the buyback from the techies. Jackie straight back onto the high ground. That was not the time to just give over death to the Tormentor there. Oh, who have they found on the sidelines? It's Drake. Easily picked off. The Aghanim Scepter finally grabbed by Bosku, but is it too late? You already have the Luna Illusions beating on you on the high ground. Buyback on the techies. It's still a 4v5 situation though. Here comes Bosku straight in. DJ with the disruption and Mikoto with the magnetic field. So many little steroids on this big bad Luna. This is what they were gearing up towards. You protect the creep wave though. Another one is coming. The backdoor regen will put a stop to this. You gotta watch out for the minefields as well. Here comes Yoe. Morphed up into that Shadow Demon. Creating illusions of your own, but they don't last for very long. Again and again, I don't know how you fight this. Palos has to come from...
I don't know what you do.
Yeah, Palos has to come from a crazy angle, but they're not giving it to him. Take a look at where he's positioned. Try to get a side, maybe Wukong's command or something like that. Jackie's already at your top side.
You still have 2 minutes on Aegis. You have all the time in the world to work with.
Oh, look at Yoe. Masaros, he's ahead of it. Gets the stomp out, but doesn't connect on anyone. And Jackie, he needs to make a clean retreat. They're slowing him down right now. Jackie might lose the first life, still holding on to the BKB. Meanwhile, backside, they're retreating from Palos. He's pulled them in with the Harpoon, trying for the Boundless Strike and the Wukongs, keeping the rest of Bleed at bay. And they aren't able to help their Luna. Jackie will go down, but it comes at a cost. 1-for-1 trade. That does definitely favor Darling, though. They managed to defend, and Yahweh still chasing forward. But at least get the Mikoto clone with one more Adaptive Strike. Still on try and retreat.
That was really really weird by Bleed to decide to leave their Luna like that. I mean, you kind of had to because Palos was just kind of chasing out of the entire fight, but still, that was not an ideal fight for Bleed, and their movements weren't good either.
Yeah, that definitely could have been better. A little bit of, I won't say lapse in judgment, but I think mass panic and not really realizing how big of trouble the Luna was in. I'm sure that Jackie had a false sense of security as well because he has that shard running. So he's like, I won't be taking any damage, but it's what we're talking about this whole game. Cuckoo. It's only a matter of time. He already has that Aghanim Scepter, and he was just working that Luna down with the Black Dragon.
Black Dragon is king, right? The movement speed slow, the attack speed slow. It is a lot to deal with. Now you can pair up a fireball with it to deep push these creeps.
That's what
Cuckoo,
they were missing so far.
The big boy of this this game so far.
Yeah.
He's finally shown up, right? It took him a hot minute, but he just needed a little bit of an item, and now he's finally ready. It did take a lot of racks, but he's ready.
Yeah, I mean, this is one of those games as Monkey King where you feel more like the off laner than your safe laner. It's a little bit rough. You've just sort of been trying to set up the proper team fight, get your big team fight ultimate in place, and create this no-fly zone for the rest of Bleed to play in. I mean, he was successful in doing so, sacrifices his life for it, but at this point, you're just doing anything to hold on, buy more time for Yowei to become that carry that you need. He's essentially the pos one, it feels like.
You know, he absolutely is, and I think this might have been the plan for Darleng the entire time. Smoke out. They might not expect this again on Bleed.
Yeah, they are grouped up though. Palos will get that smoke broken. Immediately trying to get more vision for Los and he's in trouble with the rest of the squad. Here to help Masaros. His Blink Dagger gets cancelled, and the Stampede will mean that Drake's hook shot goes wide again. Pop the Shadow Demon ultimate on Cuckoo to stop him from furthering on this chase. But the Monkey King has the gem. You got to escape from here. Oh, Luna doesn't have a TP for another 15. If he gets found, no, Palos knows, just stands right in front of him, pops the BKB and the shards. They don't do anything. The little glaives around him trying to work down the Monkey King, and it looks like they'll be successful. Jolton, he's melting too. He's doing so much damage, but it's not enough. A bit of a misstep there from Jackie, but realistically, he had no choice. The rest of his team already ditched. Meanwhile, Mikoto actually ratting out, finished off the top range barracks. That's one of the annoying parts, but Yowei runs forward, not respecting the damage. Masaros catches him completely off guard. DJ and Masaros, this combo, they've been holding it down for the squad this entire time. And out of what feels like nothing, they find the kill on the Morphling.
Look at that damage from Luna.
Dude, they just literally,
my God.
They walked into it, and I think Drake just got tagged by like 4 glaives rotating around. He just instantly died.
That and the less heroes that are around Luna. Like if there's 2 heroes in front of Luna, those glaives are just gonna keep bouncing between those 2 heroes.
Yeah, you can't just tag team her. That's not how it works. Luna's not one of those. 1v1, that's a different story, but you summon a couple of illusions, you're in big trouble. Here comes Jolton with the setup. They're expending all these resources on the Arc Warden Tempest Double, who will just shrug it off and continue beating into your racks. He's gonna time out in a little bit though. Jackie gonna rejoin the team in 18. Isn't really anywhere for him to. They want to take advantage of the morphing opening. Yeah.
They gotta respect this. They gotta back out Bleed.
Oh, they gotta respect Bosco, who's just running up to them here. Stampede getting you out. Nice harpoon for now. The Boundless Strike will keep you in place, but Peloson with another beautiful 4-star gets Mikoto out of dodge. The Luna is back alive now, and they've captured the outpost and brought her in. Bosco might be in some trouble. Still has the BKB that he held on to. Here comes Masaros looking for a stun with the 4-star. Set up onto Palos. Meanwhile, they're controlling DJ on the sidelines. They can't really afford to lose this Shadow Demon. He's in a bit of trouble, but the Glimmer gets him out of there. And Palos is ticking down to the damage. He will go down. Peloson still laying into the front lines. Jolton in trouble. They lose the Luna and the Shadow Demon on the sidelines as Masaros desperately trying to 1v2 this situation. Where's Mikoto and where's Peloson? They're nowhere to be found. Finally joining into the fight. Yowei does go down to the overwhelming magic damage of Masaros, but now a beautiful hookshot holding the real Arc Warden in place, but they aren't able to finish him off in his own magnetic field. Buyback's coming out, desperation now. You have to kill Mikoto, morph into the centaur and stomp him down. But DJ, he's back. He might just die back in this situation. There isn't a sentry around to spot him. Mass buybacks bleed. They sense that the time is now. They know Yowei. He's on his last legs here, and they turn around and beat him to bits. Team Darling, they're running out of options, and GG is called. Cuckoo goes down.
is under
And so does the rest of his squad. The disconnects come through, but this time it's for a very different reason. It must be frustrating, that final fight. Just desperately trying to get your hands on the Luna, desperately trying to get the backliners. But no such luck. Bleed will win game number 1.